Nope, I'll take the music off. All right, welcome everyone. It is episode 151 of the West Coast POPCast. All three of us are here after a big old WrestleMania Sunday last week. I hope you had a great WrestleMania weekend. All the stuff that happened if you were in LA. I hope you enjoyed it. Man, what a good time. I know I had a good time. I'm sure you guys had a good time.
Absolutely.
Eric, how are you doing today? A week out from SoFi Stadium, WrestleMania Night 2, the spectacle of Shane McMahon. What an excellent night. How are you doing today?
It was a great night. I mean, where else? Maybe you guys didn't see this because you guys were busy focusing on Snoop and the Miz, but I looked at Shane as he was down, and he winked at me. I saw this man faked an injury so Snoop Dogg could go home and tell his family that he had a match at WrestleMania. From one CEO to another, I said, Shane, you crafty son of a bitch.
Shane owes you money for that. Oh, and the other guy who made all the videos on the channel here leading up to today's episode. Great stuff, Knock. All week long, he's putting up videos of our experience at WrestleMania, which we'll talk about a little bit. Knock, how are you doing? The final boss.
I'm doing great, man. It's been a heck of a week. Last Sunday, we were at SoFi Stadium for WrestleMania Night 2. Great stuff there. And if you catch one of the videos, last one I put for the vlog for our day and Night 2, I look over to Zach. Zach actually used the Shane McMahon thing as a bathroom break. He comes back and says, "Yo, Zach, Shane's in the ring, man." He's like, "Fuck him," and I get the middle fingers, and that one popped me, man. I'm so glad I got that on camera. This is great stuff there. I had a blast.
Terrible. Shane McMahon came out. This man doesn't need to fight, but he said there are people paying good money for WrestleMania, and the people deserve the best professional wrestler in the world. Not AJ Styles, not Braun Strowman, not Bobby Lashley. He said they need Shane McMahon.
Speaking of Eric, because he's wearing his AEW shirt. He's had a great time. Eric, how did Mania Night 2 end for you? I've seen some comments. Some people are concerned. If you want to address some of these comments here.
You know what? First and foremost, official statement from the Just Us League. I went out to support my EVP because he got me out of Mania as a champion. And we haven't even checked the numbers out of Mania, but I'm pretty sure I left Mania champions too. But that's fine. I will never understand. We're going to talk about it later. But we all got robbed. We as a collective got robbed of the greatest WrestleMania ending since Kofi Mania.
we definitely did. And then Zach, I think it was either you or Eric. Someone put up a poll this week, which got a huge response. Which
that wasn't me. Whoever put that up, that was awesome, by the way.
Oh, that was I needed to hear everyone. I needed to know that we were all suffering together. I needed a support group. And when we talked about it, we'll bring that poll up again and we'll have the numbers up. But it was
I have it up right here if you want to talk about it.
Oh, you want to go into it? Okay,
let's just go into it. Was Roman defeating Cody at WrestleMania the correct choice? 42% said yes. 42 smart people. 58% said no. There's a lot of Walmart shoppers out there. Eric, do you want to touch on that?
Zach, in what world? Actually, this is a true story. I heard that Jeff Jarrett in his little cardboard box outside of WrestleMania, because he was trying to get booked for the show, he felt the ground shake. He felt the earth quake when the whole arena shouted, "Whoa!" to Cody's entrance, because we all believed in him. We all believed it. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn came out, and even the odds, as stars aligned for a Cody Rhodes WrestleMania. The grandson of a plumber was about to reach his destiny. He was about to find that big drainage in the pipes that is the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. And what happens? Vinnie Mac decides, let's keep it status quo so we can sell to the big boys in UFC. Ridiculous.
Now, as good as wrestling journalism is telling me that this was thought out several weeks in advance. So look, Roman Reigns, the cool, calm, collected, as I quoted, Hennessy of a champion, as opposed to your 2% milk Cody Rhodes champion, laid it out in the press conference. He said, look, this is long-term story booking. We're not giving you fast food. You can have your McDonald's, but we're serving Wagyu beef.
Zach,
I'm not gonna sit here and let this happen. The civil rights leader Cody Rhodes got screwed, man. He got screwed.
He was there.
Paul Heyman wants to say he's a bigger star now than he's ever been, which may be true, but he's not the world champion. That's finish the story. We need him to finish the story, and it got cut short.
The game even let us know the story never ends. I don't know what more explanations you want. Paul Heyman gave Cody his participation trophy of a comment award right there. Everything is fine where it is. I don't understand all this.
Triple H's ass knows that if he was in this spot, he would have gotten the 1, 2, 3. The story would have ended perfectly for Triple H.
He knows damn right that's what happened.
Drink every time you mention nose and Triple H in the same sentence. All right, let me hit the chats really quick, and then we'll talk about our experience because it was really awesome. Who blew up a squad? Shane blew up a squad. Thank you for bringing that back up, noob. I think it should be pointed out just so people aren't foolish. This was more foolish. Shane McMahon jumping like he did was more foolish than the Insane Clown Posse fans doing backyard wrestling. Unbelievable. And noob, the bloodline strikes again. Wait until Jacob Fatu, Toko Uso show up, and the entire WWE roster will be at war against the bloodline. There's a Survivor Series right there. Look at all the storytelling you can squeeze out of this. It is so perfect.
There's a lot of Fatus out there, man. There's a lot of Usos.
Yeah.
They could really take over and be that new NWO if that's what happened. The last thing I want to say, I want to touch on this with Eric. This was Cody's first loss since returning. So maybe things get blown out of proportion. Maybe this wasn't as bad as we thought.
No, I think this is awful. There's nothing that can, because they want to continue the story. This basically WrestleMania is supposed to be the end of the story. This is the end of the season. You don't use WrestleMania as a chapter. What's going to be bigger than people say he's going to win at SummerSlam? SummerSlam is not as big as Mania to me. It's not.
Let him win at TLC, man. TLC, WTLC pay-per-view, Roadblock, Great Balls of Fury.
Exactly. Great Balls of Fire. You know what? He wins there. I'm all in. I'm all in if he wins the Great Balls of Fire.
He might go back to all in after that booking at Mania.
I think we got
man. Look, I'm playing up again, but I mean, honestly, that was the spot, I guess, for Cody. I mean, you can do more bloodline stuff later on, reclaiming the throne. Even if you just get to 1,000 days, it's just a stat, and you're still not knocking enough people off the ladder to make it really effective in my eyes. I really do believe the time was for Cody. The booking going up, it was, I don't want to say it was rushed, but I mean, Cody had it pretty easy, but nonetheless, I do believe Cody should have won.
Yeah.
All in all, though, it was a heck of an experience, man. I got to thank Zach again for getting those tickets for us. That was an amazing experience.
Thank you again, Zach.
Yeah, and I just want to point out.
Thank you for bringing my hero, my idol, Shane McMahon, to me.
See, y'all think I went to the bathroom. I went and called him and said, hit his music. I know he's back there.
Oh.
And let me just say this. The only person who can fuck up a men's restroom line at any stadium is the architect. 20-some urinals, 3 sinks. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. I heard, actually, one of the girls that was next I heard her say, like, for once in her life, the girls' bathroom was not overpacked. She could go in and use it. It was the men's bathroom.
They didn't have a line.
And that is unheard of. Usually it's the other way around.
I know. Yeah, wait until Raw. We're going to talk about Raw and SmackDown together in a segment that will talk about the sale and everything going on with Snively Whiplash and the WWE and UFC. Zemo, thanks for joining. We don't need more Bloodline stuff unless it ends with Jay turning face and beating Roman for the belts. Is that dude for you guys?
No. I love Jay. But I think the guy to beat Roman has always been the guy from day one at Seth Rollins, who didn't lose to him. He fought at Rumble. It was DQ. I think if you don't get Rock, since Rock's playing games, playing tiptoe with WWE, Seth Rollins was Roman Reigns at next year's WrestleMania.
Yeah, I agree.
Rock needs to watch what he's doing. I don't. This live action Moana thing isn't getting the best response that I think he thought it was going to get.
He's trying to do a live action Moana.
Oh, it's going.
Oh. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Don't know why, but cool.
That's the thing. That's the thing. The one's perfect. I don't know. I like it a
Yeah,
lot.
I love Moana. Yeah, don't need live action.
This is what The Rock does.
I didn't want DC anyways. If you smell what I'm cooking, I didn't want to be a part of this fast movie anyways. Dude, I don't want another stupid Hobbs and Shaw sequel. No, Jason Statham wanted it, and I didn't.
Don't give me Black Adam. I'll take Maui.
All right. Any other comments about our awesome night 2 at WrestleMania? I just love that video that Knock put together. If you haven't seen the vlog, it has this thumbnail and it is awesome. It is so good.
Of course, we would find 2 people who didn't follow the deodorant rule all over us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't mention that at all. So we had some great seats, man. If you seen our predictions video and you seen our vlog, those seats were amazing. I loved it. And then all of a sudden we had no room. We had no space. These 2 kids came and squished next to us, and then me and Eric think that some other dude snuck in. This dude had to have snuck in.
Yes.
You don't sit there and look at everyone like this. Like you watch Mania, you don't do this.
Nah, this dude, he climbed some walls.
Yeah, he had to. He was looking over his shoulder the entire show.
I thought he was gonna do a run-in or something. I don't know what he was like so paranoid for.
Yeah. Also, to that security guard who maybe missed that Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns spot.
We didn't talk about
you.
that.
Why would we? This dude thought we brought in a chair because we had to move over so we could have some damn space. So we could have some.
They zip tied the chairs together in our section. If you can see on the thumbnail Zach has there, those seats are zip tied together. The 2 guys sat next to us were just, hey, they didn't shower and they were huge. So we had no space. Like dude was like trying to sit in my lap basically. During the spot that Eric's talking about is Cody Rhodes. Roman's going for the pile driver on an announce table. Cody flips him over and took him to the other announce table, not the Spanish announce table, the other announce table. And while that's happening, some security guard comes over to us, not at the beginning of the show, at the end of the show, during the main event. I told Eric in the beginning, I don't want to be bothered during the main event. I'm locked in. He comes in, hey, man, did you guys bring your chair? No, the fuck we didn't bring a chair. Why would I bring a chair? How would I get it past security? You know your security. You know your stuff. Why would I bring a chair if there's... Oh, man. And I missed the entire spot.
I saw it, so I can lay it out for you guys if you want me to tell you about it.
Oh, thanks, bro.
I'm just using my imagination. I'm just imagining Shane came back and hit an elbow through the table.
Probably broke that too. Oh, we're gonna talk about Vince being in charge. I don't want another Brock versus Roman. I'm good.
No, yeah. What's up, Zemo? Good to see you again.
Yeah, what's up, Zemo?
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining. Yeah, Noob, Mr. All Power, Black Gallic, Zemo, everyone else who's out there, even if you're not commenting, if you can comment after the show, we'll respond. So hit us up with comments and what you think about everything. Anything else you want to touch on? You want to get into the week?
I think we're ready to jump in.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Let's do it. Raw, we're going to talk about later on in the segment. NXT, if you watch this, either of you guys watched this one this week?
Nope.
I think I missed it. Oh no, I caught a bit of it. We had a double turn. That's the only thing I seen. The double turn of Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes, which is kind of hilarious to me because Trick Williams cost him the title, so he should be pissed off. But he's officially healed now, and Mello and Trick are faces.
Good final story, I guess for Mello. I mean, for Braun,
We'll see. We'll see if being an asshole injects some personality in him.
Well, I mean, I imagine this is going to last for like a month, and then he gets called up and he goes back to being a face.
Right. But his fishing trips are going to be a whole lot different. Ivy Nile, he had she had her match against, I totally forgot who she is. She's on so sporadically, but they're friends. She betrayed Ivy Nile, and they had their match. Ivy Nile, if they push her right, could be very, very good.
I wish I knew that one. She's very talented. I think she might still need a mouthpiece. I haven't really heard her talk too much, but in ring, she's improving a lot.
Yeah, Cora Jade came back with a new attitude. She's ditching the skateboard girl gimmick. She might have new music as well. And Dragon Lee versus Nathan Frazier. This was such a fun match to watch. It was a legit win by Dragon Lee, but the whole time I couldn't tell who's going to win. They did such a good job, and I hope they fast-track Dragon Lee to the main roster.
Yeah, he's going to the moon, man. He should be on that fast track, like I think Drew McIntyre got when he first came back. Go out, be the next person for Carmelo after Braun, and if after that, go to the main roster. Maybe join Latino World Order. We got a few things you can do there. And Cora Jade came back with a bang, man. Took out Indy Hardwell, and I think it was the main event. It was the ending of the NXT.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna. I mean, he's gonna get up to the main roster soon because WWE is obsessed with having a mascot luchador, and Ray is probably like 1 year out. So I wonder if maybe they'll try and get him in with Ray before he goes to try and give him the torch, or if just have him go up solo.
I think when he got signed, the rumored deal was he'll be in NXT for about 6 months. They do want to fast track him.
Yeah. I mean, I doubt Dominic's going to wear the mask, so they do need that luchador.
No, the smile like that.
So I have two more things actually for Eric, because I did see a little bit of NXT actually. Now I'm remembering it and looking at my notes. Eric, your favorite wrestler, your favorite NXT wrestler, your boy Scripps, man.
Scripps,
who we're still not sure if he's real or not.
Scripps.
He came back and immediately got exposed and abused by Axiom. He just got pummeled.
Yo, that's the problem with people nowadays. They don't want to see true talent shine. All right, I've never seen Scripps. I'm just going off of what I've been told, but I'm all in. I'm all in.
Whatever you think Scripps is better than what Scripps is, but
100%.
Remember, kids, when you're in doubt, flip the Scripps.
That's so much better than everything that they've done for Scripps right there. Like, legit. Noam Dar came back with that giant ass cup. So he'll be challenging some people. Yeah, really, that's about it. The big turn at the end was it.
Yeah, big turn. The fun fact I do have for you guys in the comments, if you guys want to let me know. NXT, Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole are Triple Crown winners, right? I'm pretty sure that's everybody. Carmelo Hayes is now a Triple Crown winner, but he did it with the Cruiserweight title, NXT North America, now NXT Championship. I think he could be the first ever Grand Slam winner if he gets the tag team titles with Trick Williams. Let me know in the comments if that's true or not. But I'm pretty sure he can become. There's no other Grand Slam winner.
You are correct. Yeah, you're right.
So, like, talk about a heck of a career, man, and carving out your own lane.
Well, is there no? Because I mean, to be a female Grand Slam winner, you just need the title and the tag titles. Has no one done that?
No, I don't think you could do that, because I think you gotta have 4. I mean, it's not available to them if they don't have 4 championships.
I feel like they just count as a Grand Slam if you get everything that's available to you, though. Otherwise, that's just unfair to women. That's just
no, I don't think so, because I think Bayley, like on the main roster, just became the first ever Grand Slam winner when she did it. When she got the tag belts, SmackDown, Raw, and NXT.
Okay. All right. So that's something we got to talk about in the future then. So to be a men's Grand Slam winner in NXT, you have to win those 4. But to be one
4.
period in WWE, you have to go everywhere.
I think you have to win 4. You have to be 4 different divisions. And I think this is a huge topic conversation, actually, because I just did a Bayley video and I was doing research for that one. So the WWE calls Bayley the first ever Grand Slam winner. But Charlotte argues that she's the first winner because she won the Divas belt, Raw, SmackDown, and then tag team belts.
No, it doesn't. Okay, that one doesn't count because it has to be in the same era.
And that's what I thought too. So there's a debate going on here. So that might be another topic for another video.
Yeah, because that's just interesting that women have to go everywhere, but men can stay in one place and get it. That's just
sounds like society.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, Rhea's a Grand Slam winner now too.
NXT, Raw, SmackDown. What was the other one?
NXT UK.
Oh yeah, and I guess she was tag champions at one point too.
Tag champ as well too. She's there's a lot we can talk about here.
Yeah.
Well, I know what Knock really wants to talk about. Well, we got one more show before we do that. I don't know if you want to take your Shane McMahon break during that, Eric. You can totally do it, but we got to go to Wednesday night. It is time for Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Let's just start this off. Jay White came. The cameraman kind of missed him. Then he went. Juice Robinson, thanks for being the nobody. Whatever this was. I'm glad he's there. They screwed this up, in my opinion. Well, let me know what you guys think.
I'm honestly disappointed because I wanted him to go to WWE. I think he could do a lot more in WWE. But then again, Vince is coming back, so maybe this was the right call.
Yeah.
I think it was the right call, and I'm excited to see a Bullet Club version in AEW. I mean, he's been teasing going to AEW for a while. He's had some of their best moments in his short time there. I mean, it's kind of weird that, yeah, he kind of technically debuted, but he's already been there a few times.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm done with Bullet Club, man. I'm done with Bullet Club Wolfpack or whatever the hell it is now. I'm just done with it.
I mean, there's a lot going on with Bullet Club. I mean, Jay White is there in AEW with Juice Robinson. They brought back their old handshake, not the too sweet, but the gun salute.
You know what else it stands for?
I guess so. But David Finley's off, and New Japan becoming the new leader, who I think he has a lot of work to do to become the new leader, and live up to the hype. But we'll see.
Isn't that like now becoming the new leader of Bullet Club? Isn't that just basically getting like middle management somewhere? I mean, come on.
I mean,
I'm so getting shit on in the comments after this.
No, I think Bullet Club is. I have to agree. Like Jay White to me was like the last chance, and he won me over. He really did. We could talk about whether or not you think his New Japan career was a success or not, or as leader of Bullet Club. But I think now it's time to kill it off. The people who were with it are gone now. The people who made it.
Yeah. Yeah, ready or not, thank you for joining. Hope you had a great WrestleMania weekend. Keep us posted on what you did. Zemo says, wish Jay didn't sign with AEW. TK is going to waste him just like everyone else who isn't MJF or the Elite. Hi, Taya Valkyrie on Rampage. Bullet Club sucks. It needs to bloody die already. Sick of this NWO knockoff. Let's see if that one shows ready or not.
Actually, Zemo, it's Aces and Eights knockoff. If you remember TNA, Luke Gallows he jumped both sides. He was Doc Gallows in TNA, went to Luke Gallows. And
Eric, how was your day today? Was it pretty decent?
It was great. It was fantastic until 5 seconds ago.
All right, let's move on. This is Jay White. We'll see how it happens. I think pairing him with Juice Robinson is going to make it a joke. Juice Robinson he's a gimmick in my. I can't stand Juice Robinson. But let's talk about the rest of the show. Anything else from the show you want to talk about? We'll talk about our bet in a little bit, the main event. But we'll talk about the rest of the show first.
Oh, okay. That's right. Actually, hang on. Before we go on.
I don't want to talk about it.
Before we go on, I just want to ask, there was a punishment for this, correct?
Yes.
That no one commented, by the way. It was up to the viewers to comment the punishment. They didn't comment.
And since they didn't, I actually came up with one for you, Knock.
Listen, don't do it. Don't do it, please.
We're already so into the show. We're gonna talk about it later. But I want to let you know what it is. Starting from now,
we got viewers that tune in every week.
Anytime I say, "Isn't that right, Knock?" you have to say, "That is correct, sir."
I don't remember shaking on this one, man. This is absurd.
You and Zach put the deal together. I'm just making sure it goes through.
That's a good CEO.
But did we tally up the championship win? Can we talk about that as well?
We didn't as well, but this is a different thing. If you look on our page, we talked about the poll. The poll was about FTR, if they're going to WWE or not. I mean, come on.
So anytime I say, "Isn't that right, Knock?" you got to say, "That is correct, sir." For example, Knock, isn't FTR's theme song the best theme song in pro wrestling? Isn't that right, Knock?
I can agree with that. Isn't that is right, sir?
All right. See, it's easy. It's easy.
It is easy. I agree with that. Right. With that one, I can agree with.
All right.
In fact, wrestling is overrated. Isn't that right, Knock?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
Thank you.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Ready or not? No problem. I'm glad you liked that video, and thank you for joining in with your questions. And Legoland, I've never been there. Did you like it? Have you guys been there? Yeah.
No, I want to. I really want to.
All right. And Zemo is against me with Juice, but
I
know more about that than I do, Zemo.
He's had some really good matches. I think it's going to be tough. Like, this gimmick is very over the top for him to do promos on the American audience, so we'll see how it works. But he needs to have the matches to back it up.
He's 2.0 guy, He's 2.0 guy 2.0.
That's another thing. They have a lot of people that are kind of over the top in that similar way.
Okay. All right. Anything else on the show you want to talk about? We didn't really touch on anything yet, but
we gotta dive into Sammy Guevara and Commander had a great match. Sammy, again, people hate him. His promo at the end received zero response, but in ring, the dude puts his life on the line. He puts in work. You got to give him respect there. Hook versus Ethan Page led to a Rampage match. Whatever, solid stuff there.
Exactly.
Jamie Hayter and Rio. Rio, another one who's been getting like a stupid amount of hate for absolutely no reason. Every time she shows up, she kills it. Great match between those two.
She looked great. She was nice and fast. Like she kept that match moving where she could have just done the basic, like, here's someone bigger than me hitting me. She kept moving. I liked it.
And I'll throw it at you. She does a better 6'9" than Dub. Yeah, done with the best friends. I mean, it's whatever. House of Blackman's another big storyline. Don't really get the whole Acclaim storyline with the JAS. It doesn't really work for me. It's kind of just trying to pass time for no reason. I think it's actually hurting their brand.
Yeah.
Love the BCC. I'm loving what they're doing. Brian Danielson turning on Kenny and doing all this stuff was great. What else happened? Okay. Is it time for the main event, actually? Oh, MJF Day. Zach, I need your opinion on this. How do you feel with MJF singing at the entire segment? Because I loved it. I know you had some comments about the sax player.
I used to play sax in high school, so I'm just like, what you're playing isn't that hard. So I was just like, come on, like you get paid to do this weekly at least. So, but whatever. This is my segment of the week. I loved it, but the whole thing, it died halfway through because it's like when you see a stand-up do like open mic and the joke starts hitting and then he keeps going back to the well on it rather than moving on with the rest of his set or her set. And it's just like, that's what he did constantly because the crowd was kind of eating it up. Yeah. And he killed his own segment. By the time it was done, I had to like the remote in my hand ready to go, but I didn't change the channel. But either way, he killed his own segment, but it was still segment of the week.
Okay.
I will give MJF props that I think I have every champion. Maybe Kenny is second, maybe Jericho. Every week I see MJF is doing something different, different segments for his reign, as opposed to the standard like AEW. I know it's like a wrestling promotion, but every week it's just like we're either going to hear from him or they're going to wrestle. There's nothing creative or entertaining about it.
Yeah.
He put more effort into a segment than Monday Night Raw put into 3 hours.
They did. Raw was terrible. I'm glad we didn't talk about that so far.
No,
the worst rated wrestling show ever.
I can't believe I'm going to be the one who might defend Raw.
Oh my God. You can be the one who watches it weekly, then Vince takes over.
Switch it over.
Absolutely not.
Tag him in.
All right, but the main event happened. What the smart people in our community already knew, FTR wasn't going anywhere. Dax is so awful at playing games to marks. He shows his hand every time he does something on Twitter. He almost let go that they re-signed, like, I don't know how many weeks ago. Like, it's a pleasure that the CEO finally took control of this situation and this bet and finalized it. That's what a CEO does. He seals the deal, and that's what he did on this ridiculous "is FTR going to WWE" thing.
Hey, I had the people, the viewers on my side. I'll always be I'm the people's champ. But we took the L today, but we'll bounce right back like Israel Adesanya. You gotta admit though, the Guns coming out. I've shitted on the Guns winning the championships. They took it away from the Acclaimed. The Acclaimed were so hot. I thought it was a wrong mistake. I knew it was all to set up FTR as well, like Zach pointed out as well. But this entrance they had on AEW cut off the 50 Cent mini-man in New York, I thought that was amazing. The production of it, that's probably one of the best produced entrances I've seen AEW do in a while, if ever.
I feel like with that level of production for the Guns, I think Tony Khan has his absolute favorites, and that these favorites know how to play Tony Khan, because I do not think there's any reason the Guns should have taken the title off the Acclaimed, except Billy Gunn being like, hey, my kids are ready.
I will say this. I'll do a little defense for them. They've been having some really good matches. They really improved. I love how they do their finisher. I love how they play to the crowd. They have a lot of good reactions in the ring. I don't think it's more Billy Gunn as opposed to the work they did in the pandemic. We think about AEW pandemic shows and who was in the crowd, who was putting in the most work every week, no matter what was going on. It was Austin Gunn.
They were pissing me off, and
they were putting work, man. They were bringing energy.
So okay, wait. So you telling me that? Okay, in that case, WoW owes us a match. I don't know how they give it to us. I don't know how it would happen, but they owe us something. Then
they were annoying. They had me watch on mute.
I thought they were great, man. I thought they were putting in a lot of energy. I respected it. Bro, and I think they improved a lot. I love the look. I love the. They came up to 50 Cent, bro. They won me over.
Hey, remember that magazine cover 50 did with Soulja Boy? Anyways, Zemo, you know why I might be extra salty today? We just went out for tasty LA ice cream. The flavor I had was milkshake and French fries.
What the fuck? Never heard of that before.
You never taken your McDonald's fries and put it in the ice cream and then ate it?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Actually, and real quick, it's been revealed next week. We've got Brandon Cutler and Michael Nakazawa versus who was it again? You remember who they're facing?
Versus Moxley and Claudio.
I know, right? And I think we can all agree that Nakazawa is going to be the MVP of this match. Isn't that right, Nak?
Complete. Yeah, that's right, sir.
That's absolutely right. And isn't your favorite finishing move the hentai slide, Doc? Isn't that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
This is fun, Eric. Nakazawa and Nakamura turned in the same week. Coincidence?
And Nak is more excited for Nakazawa, ain't you, Nak? Isn't that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Let's just end AEW really quick here. Rampage, the main event was headlined by a women's match, but like Knock pointed out, when they go to commercial, they really kind of let it rip on commentary.
Yeah, they do. JR, I listen. I know JR's a legend. He's in all the sound bites. He's bigger than wrestling. Whenever you see on the internet the memes and whatnot, it's JR's voice. But this man has just lost it. On commentary, he's talking about Anna Jay and what she said. It's super awkward. If you haven't seen the clip, man, just go ahead and watch it.
Yeah, I like I said, I've been torn since day one with JR because AEW did save him. They gave him something to do. They gave him a purpose. But it is getting to the point where it's like, all right, it is time for us to look at letting JR go into the sunset. But I mean, they might have found a good replacement for him.
Who's
you
that?
guys see who they signed?
No.
From the other side of the pond, Nigel McGuinness is all elite.
Yes, sir.
We'll get into the AEW at Wembley London thing. I got a segment for that. If you tune into Rampage, you kind of know what it is. I have someone here who is perfect for the announcement of AEW at Wembley in London. Here is Adam Cole. No. You looked right past Nigel McGuinness, who was perfect to announce AEW in London at Wembley. What? Come on, cocaine booker.
Right.
I just find it hilarious to use Adam Cole to announce all of his big announcements.
Yeah.
Even when Adam Cole was heel, he was doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we get it. Adam Cole is a pop, but it's weird. He has turned him into a media man.
Yeah. Especially that All Access. 4 more weeks and that's done. Unreal, that show. I just want to say this night was half good and half bad. I didn't stream Battle of the Belts, but I did watch it. They booked a mistake. I'm gonna get to this comment really quick right here. See, exactly, Zemo. Zemo knows what I'm talking about.
They do.
Black Gallic right here. Billy Starks is going to be a star. I fully agree, and we talked about it on Friday. Once she graduates, Tony Khan's going to pick her up.
100%.
On the flip side of that,
Also,
big booking mistake, booking Billy Starks against Jade Cargill at Battle of the Belts. Why? This was one of Jade's longest match. I'm not putting Billy Starks down. She's a hell of a worker. You can see her on so many promotions, MLW, all these other ones too, AEW multiple times. But to have Jade have her biggest match and her longest match against a high schooler shows how you haven't booked the rest of your division, women who have been in the game a long time.
Yeah. So I didn't get to see this match. I'm going to go back and watch it.
It's not a bad match. It's just how they booked it. No, you just made the rest of your roster that you just squashed for half a year look bad.
Oh no, I get that. I was confused when I saw a promotion that like, okay, this is Battle of the Belts. Every title's on the line or whatever, and it's gonna be a big night. And you chose someone who's in high school and not in your like. No one else earned this position. No one else. I don't know. It really feels like TK is booking the TBS title in its own vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of agree, kind of disagree.
That's cool.
Like,
what do you disagree with? I'm just curious. You can sway me.
So Battle of the Belts. when it first got presented to me a year ago, I was told like, oh, this will be our TV pay per view, kind of like back in the day when WCW used to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I was all on board, and then I watched Battle of the Belts continuously, just get taped like it was AEW Dark. I watched it. No champion ever lose their belt. I'm pretty sure to this day, no champions ever lost their belt.
No.
So when I watched this production of how they changed it, I've kind of just let go of the whole this is a big pay-per-view feel. It's just, to me, it's a televised house show. When how they produced Billie Starkz, they gave her own package. She's the first time on TV. I seen her dad on Twitter going crazy. I think this was a good spot for the TBS Championship because Jade's in a feud with Taya, and we don't have any other women, like you said, that have been built up. Or really, there's a lot of people injured too. Layla Hirsch is still injured. I thought we were supposed to have Chris Statler in a match. And honestly, I can't even think of any other person they use regularly. So Billie Starkz has been on AEW Dark pretty regularly as well. And she's been all around the world, like people know. I think she brings a different level of eyes to it that quite frankly, TK has failed to do with the other women because she's everywhere. And who is Battle of the Belts targeted at right now? Don't know if that helped the cause, but I enjoyed the build of it. I kind of lost the order around in there, but
yeah, that works. They have a deep talent pool on their roster, and it's just squash match after squash match, and it's just I don't expect someone with the popularity of Billie Starkz to get squashed, but I mean, like, you know, I just this was like her longest match in months and months and months. So I just figured they would have done this with some other people who are already signed to AEW to make that roster look even better.
Here's the other thing too. So this is the 6th Battle of the Belts. Can you name me another match that happened on a previous one?
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
I think I might remember this one because it was so different. Oh, this is the time Jade fought a high schooler who was super popular. I think I might remember that.
Yeah.
Oh,
what was you gonna say?
You actually, so you kind of swayed me a little bit more in the direction like away because so you said that like TK has failed to put spotlight on women, and Billie got that all on her own. So that worries me because that makes me think that TK not caring about like promoting his women is just seeing them as like shiny pieces, basically. Okay, you got yourself over, I'm gonna use you while I have you, and then that's just it. They're just gonna drop. I don't know. Basically, I this is why I don't get excited whenever he signs someone new for the female roster, because it's just they're popular that got them over, and he's not going to treat them right. He's not going to book them properly. I mean,
I kind of want to walk back that statement now too. I think about we'll rephrase that because I think
Zachary Levi talking about Shazam.
No, because I'm looking at Zach's post right here, the picture he has up for our podcast. And I see Anna Jay on there. I see Julia Hart. And I think about Jamie Hayter, who's the current world champion, who's super over. Mm-hmm. I think for the AEW women's division, the main division, it has worked a little bit. But he has never established a TBS division. It's just Jade and whoever the person is of that week.
Okay, let's use those three then. Julia Hart, I will argue, is thanks to House of Black. I don't know which
TK's booking.
But okay, if you want to get at the TK, then okay, fine. I'll give you that one. Anna Jay, I will argue, should be bigger.
Jazz held her back big time, and her character work is not good because of Jazz.
So I'll give you one for Julia. I'll count Anna Jay against. Who's the third person you said?
I said Jamie Hayter, current AEW Women's World Champion.
I don't think TK's done. I think she's just good on her own. I can't think of anything that TK's book that made me think that this was
okay.
This got me excited for
put her
Jamie.
Immediately with the world champion Britt Baker at the time. They've been great together, and then continuously building her up to get bigger hype, having great matches. He put her in the spotlight to shine.
Right. I mean, so he gave her matches. That's his job.
Exactly.
Everyone who's signed is supposed to wrestle.
But I'm giving you an example of when it worked out. Like he has some gems in the women's division, but you can argue Britt Baker's never been a bigger star than the AEW.
You can also argue that Britt Baker had to be like she was in that position from day one. Like from day one, it was always thought that Britt Baker is going to be put in the front of the women's division.
Yes, sir. So I mean, we got some gems here.
We have to do a
Guess
different
the
video.
gems are just kept in a jewelry box the whole time.
I think we got a video to do about this now.
All right. We're gonna run circles. Let me set the chats up, and we'll definitely get into some detail on this at some point. Nick Wayne is signed to AEW too. I did not know he was. He's a high schooler. Thank you, Mr.
Yeah,
Power.
Darby Allin signed him.
Oh,
yeah, I
shit,
was going
okay.
to touch on that actually because he just got his first match announced.
Good for him. Fighting Swerve. Swerve is so good. He's
yeah.
honestly one of my favorites. And there's like all new mogul affiliates now. I guess they're swapping people out. Like,
Okay, I'll take a pointer from TK for that. I hate how he just trades people on factions. Like, what was the Matt Hardy CEO thing? Whatever that shit was. Now it's the Andrade one. Now it's this. Now it's that.
Coloring Book's gone, and Baby Brock is gone.
Yeah, I don't think this is good booking when you do that like that.
Swerve saves himself. We're talking about booking. Swerve is another one who Jamie haters himself. It's because of who he is that makes him good TV.
Yeah, I think we dropped the ball on him and Keith Lee for a little bit now.
Yeah.
We'll see Keith Lee fight Jericho.
Yep.
Don't need to see it.
He's taking a 1, 2, 3.
Yep. All right, let's move on with that. Knock, here you go. Eric, if you want to take your Shane McMahon break right now, if you want to use one of the 3 sinks to wash your hands in. And not.
You smell?
You know, the Tilla's not even here. Why are we doing this?
Hold on, real quick. You know what happens? Dilla, are you in the chat? I know she's gonna appear in a bit. I know it's gonna happen. You know what happens every week.
Knock, you know what is gonna appear?
Let's go! I told y'all.
Slides and Attila.
Yes, sir. And thank you, Zach, who put this podcast together, because he has the slides going and he has the updated logo. Now I want to touch on Impact real quick because I want to say Impact this week had their highest viewership since August 2022 or 2021, one of those years. But they're on the constant
all cable
rise.
and satellites went out. That's right.
Listen, they're on the constant rise, and we had a great match. We had a great episode, I should say. The Tilla said she met Deonna Purrazzo at the Motor City Machine Guns. That is really cool. So I'll
Nice.
go in right there since you met that. That's really cool. Where'd you meet him and how'd you meet him? She mentioned Motor City Machine Guns. You know, Chris Sabin is now about to enter his 20th year since he debuted at Impact Wrestling.
Oh my
Eric,
God. Knock
20
it
years,
out.
bro. Was John Cena in WWE for 20 years? I don't think so. But Chris Sabin, former Impact World Champion, X Division Champion. Zach is on it. Zach got the graphics, my guy. Zach is on it. Chris Sabin was Tag Team Champion. He's done so much. When he first got to Impact, there was a little bit of beef between him and AJ Styles. You guys can look it up. They did talk about it for a little bit. AJ was the crown jewel. He was the guy for Impact. When Chris Sabin came in, he was kind of like similar. Very athletic, very good in the ring, and they're pushing him to be that guy. So they butted heads for a bit, but then they came together, and they're one of the greatest stars in Impact ever. So I'm glad Chris Sabin getting the 20 years.
20 years, right? Yeah. I mean,
years,
but that's just because WWE wouldn't let him in. Isn't that right, Knock?
He didn't need to go there.
Isn't that right, Knock?
He's one of the best tag team wrestlers of all. It is right.
But no. So Chris Sabin is in Impact for 20 years because, and remember, you are contractually obligated to say that is correct because WWE would not open the door for him. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, that's correct, buddy.
There we go.
Anyone in the chat, I need to point out there's a stipulation that got put into place. I bet that FTR was leaving to go to WWE. Zach bet they were staying to go to AEW. And somehow, whoop-de-doo, Eric bamboozled us into the stipulation where, since I lost, I have to agree to everything he says.
Yeah. For example,
anyone joining late, I want you guys to know that.
For example, the X Division title is the Jobber's title in pro wrestling. Isn't that correct?
I'm sorry.
The X Division
is Eric's
title.
audio still there?
The title that Samoa Joe held, the X Division title that's been around for so long, is a Jobber's Championship. Isn't that correct?
Guys, are you there? Zach,
I mean, Knock, if you're not there, we can go through and hit up the rest of the week.
I can hear Zach clearly, but let us know in the chat if you guys can hear Eric. I'm not hearing him. Jody Threat made her debut, a former trainee by Josh Alexander. Great victory over Terrorizing. And I wanted to say the main event, we had Josh Alexander, who just injured, the longest reigning world champion of all time, had to relinquish his belt. This is a very touching moment because
they gave it to a kid. Is that what Impact does now?
No.
That's less than the guy who tagged this Braun Strowman at Mania.
Is Nicholas going to pop up and go for the title now?
No, we're not going to disrespect this segment here. If you guys watch the show, you would see Josh Alexander was going to hand it to the new president of Impact Wrestling.
It's a kid. I knew it was a kid, Eric. I knew it was a toddler running.
That is his son. That is Josh Alexander's son.
I got to get rid of this scam. Hey, kid, you want to run a company?
This is ridiculous. This is an outrage. We have Zemo and Till in the chat. We're gonna respect some Impact Wrestling. As Josh Alexander goes to hand the title to Scott D'Amore, his kid runs in and he grabs the belt, says, "No, Daddy, this is our belt. You didn't lose." And Josh Alexander has to explain to his son, it's not his belt no more. Josh Alexander's wife right there. They're emotional moment, man. This is This is the most emotional moment of the week. This is heartbreaking.
What I'm hearing is that security failed to do their job, and then a child run into an active professional wrestling ring.
He was in the ring.
So you're telling me that Impact is so in shambles that they just let children run the show?
No.
What kind of kangaroo court are you watching?
This is like reminiscent of if you watched Raw. When Seth Rollins made his entrance, he was told, no, this isn't what we're doing. We got to flip the script here, and now you're just going to walk out of the ring. So this is like what happened on Raw, Eric. They had a kid come out and say, no, this is why we got to take the belt off you. You're not even doing the segment right. Here it is, and he held it up in crayon. So this is what you're supposed to do.
This is ridiculous.
Sam Charm, thank you for joining.
At Rebellion, we're getting a huge triple threat match between the greatest championship, X Division Championship, Trey Miguel, Jonathan Gresham, and Mike Bailey. It's going to be huge, man. I'm very excited for that. And we're also getting the final decision on Mickie James. We don't know if Mickie will be able to defend the belt because of her injury. She's waiting for the doctor's notes. I'm hoping she's just playing this up. I'm hoping she's healthy and okay to defend the belt. We really need her for Rebellion. That's coming up this week, so I'm very excited about that. So we'll see if Mickie James can defend her belt or relinquish it.
Nice. I'll do Rebellion predictions on Friday night, too, so if you want to tune in.
Tune in. Zach streams every Friday. A lot of trivia, some predictions every now and then. There's cool stuff over there.
Zemo, I didn't say anything. All right. Everything I've said about Impact this episode, you can rewind the tape and factually check this out. I'm asking Knock a question, and Knock is the one saying yes. I have not insulted Impact yet.
Again, Eric's audio is cutting in and out, so we can't fully hear him. Okay. So let's just make sure if you guys let us know in the chat if you can hear Eric. Datilla, I did catch that. Don't forget the Ultimate X match between Bullet Club and Motion Machine Guns. Motion Machine Guns put on the best X Division Ultimate X matches of all time. If you catch out their last tag team, Ultimate X, there was Motion Machine Guns versus Young Bucks. All-time great. Put the Young Bucks on the map. We might be able to trace the AEW back to the Motion Machine Guns, back to TNA. If we do the DNA test, we might be able to trace it all back there. Who knows? I'm just putting it out there.
So Bullet Club Wolfpack is in AEW. And now we're getting the BWO in Impact. Where is another form of Bullet Club going to show up? I'm going to keep my eyes on MLW, GCW, and the high school down the street here in Hollywood to see where the next Bullet Club faction shows up.
All right, but let's be real here. I think Bullet Club is the greatest faction of all time. And I was ready to bring this up to you guys to debate it because they've been everywhere. Impact, Ring of Honor.
That's another video.
AEW. It's another video. We'll talk about it.
Actually, we did talk about it. We did do the tier list.
Hey, it might be time for an update.
It is a shame, Zemo. We joke about Impact, but he's really, really good. And we saw Ethan Page go to AEW, and we're like, poor Josh Alexander. Well, vice versa.
Yeah, he turned that around.
Knock. So I got a question for you. So you say mostly Machine Guns the best tag team of all time, right?
Most influential, impactful.
Okay. Isn't it true that Control Your Narrative is a better promotion than Impact Wrestling? Isn't that correct, sir?
Oh my God. Come on.
You heard me. You heard me talk about Mo Stacy. You must have heard me say the second thing.
I want to say this. What I want to know.
You'll need the qualifiers on this. It's a yes or no question.
Listen, I'm trying to preface my statements. Make sure everyone understands I'm contractually obligated to answer. Yes, it is, Eric. Yes, it is.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't agree with that, but no, that's your opinion. Okay.
Oh man. Zebo to chat. 2 3-way dances at Rebellion. Yeah, it's gonna be a good pay-per-view, man. I'm very excited. And then Ready or Not Wrestling, Josh Alexander Hope returns at Bound for Glory.
Isn't it
We'll
true
see.
Great Balls of Fire is better than Bound for Glory? Isn't that correct, Knock?
What's again? Let us know if our chat, if our audio is coming in correctly. It's very hard to hear. But there's one more thing. Impact is going to Georgia, returning to Atlanta
Atlanta,
this summer. Summer of Sizzler. Very excited about that.
Sizzler just got torn down a few blocks from me here in Hollywood not too long
It's
ago.
going out of business, man. It's a shame.
Yeah.
But you know what? Won't go out of business? That is Impact Wrestling.
How much
There you
they
go.
pay people to buy them.
All right. SmackDown we'll cover when we do the WWE segments. We'll get your thoughts together on what's going on with WWE and Vince. But this happened this week too, Knock, if you want to talk about it.
Where we at here? WWE SmackDown, which is
no. We're gonna
perfect.
talk about
got you
yeah.
there. I'm a little delayed here.
That's all right.
Sakura Genesis. Zemo, let me know if you check this out, man. This is a very, very good episode. Hold on, real quick. We got Sam Charm in the chat. Actually, Knock, I can't really hear Eric.
Don't do this.
You know what?
Don't do this.
Let's stop it up.
No.
If you can't hear
good,
Eric,
Sam.
It's not your fault. I can't hear him either. Thank you, Sam Charm, in the chat. But Sakura Genesis, we had, I think, probably the strongest New Japan show of the year. Might have even been stronger than Wrestle Kingdom. So the two highlights here, we have Cold Skull, the new Sonata, who shaved it all off. He's clean shaven. He's looking like a boss, like a main character. He's leveled up.
That's right.
He took on the impossible challenge to beat Okada for the World Championship, and damn it, he did it. Shout out to Sonata, man, in what probably a 5-star match. He finally gets gold. He's been in New Japan, busting his ass for years now. Former Impact X Division champion. Yes, I said it correctly, Eric. He's a former Impact X Division champion, and now he's the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, defeating Okada at Sakura Genesis in the main event. So cool to see that, man. Check it out. Put his moonsaults up there, one of the best moonsaults in the world, because his moonsaults look devastating, look like they hurt, and he took out Okada. Solid match. Highly recommend. And this one's for everybody who shat-awed, who didn't believe in Mercedes Moné. She held her own against two of the quickest wrestlers in the world, Hazuki and Azumi. She's been disrespecting Azumi. Azumi's name is spelled AZM, but it's pronounced Azumi. And that's been a whole feud that been going on there. It's supposed to be Mercedes versus Azumi, but Hazuki got herself into the match, and she had to earn her respect as well. So if you guys have watched a lot of Stardom, you know these matches happen at like light speed. They look like the Flash, look like Barry Allen out there, and they do a lot in like a short amount of time for 9-10 minutes. Azumi's the current high-speed champion, so you know she's about to be running those ropes like she's freaking the Flash. And Mercedes had a great match. I think it was one of the best women triple threats matches I've ever seen. So definitely check it out.
It was really good. After you sent a message last night about it, I found it.
It was really good. And
yeah.
I think someone said Mercedes opened up, like she's been having training camps to get prepared, get ready for the Stardom style, the New Japan style of wrestling. And she's you can definitely tell she's a huge fan, and she commits herself to this. So like this was a huge match for her. She proved herself. And the chemistry. This is the first time these three have wrestled together. The chemistry was off the charts.
It was. If you can find it, just to find it. It's a really good match. It's it makes me want to watch more Stardom. That's how good it was. So
yeah.
Okay.
Zima, let me know. I know you said the main event was great. Let me know what you think about Sonata and his journey in New Japan to the World Championship and his entire career. Because I really am a big fan of Sonata. I'm glad he got the belt. Nice. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the next match coming up in a few weeks. Mercedes Moné will defend the belt against Mayu Iwatani, which is about to be. If you haven't seen this girl, she's amazing. Not so much high speed like Azumi, but she's more of like a technical wrestler. Where like she probably does the best German suplex bridge I've seen. It looks like perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. So definitely check out Mayu Iwatani.
All right, Zemo says it's better than Roman versus Cody.
Hey, it was a better ending. Ooh. Sonata finished the story, but Cody couldn't.
That's right. You just said it. Cody couldn't. He could not defeat the one.
Hey, it's hard when Big Papa Vince is putting UFC above you.
talk all about that. I can't with this WWE. Watch WoW. I'm gonna watch it tonight. It is new again this week, and again, I keep looking for you. Keep looking for you
I
too.
think it might be on it now. I don't know. I keep seeing matches that look familiar, and then you said Miami Sweet Heat is the champions again with Penelope Pink. So I think that's when we were on.
Okay.
I want to know how much they recorded because this is crazy.
I apparently like 2 years worth because I still haven't seen you. But I'll keep an eye out. If you're gonna watch it on. You can watch it on Pluto on Wednesdays. I do believe on Wednesdays, maybe Thursdays if I'm wrong. But double check if you follow WoW Superheroes on Instagram. They do live watches with usually someone who's had a match on the show that's airing. They had the Tonga Twins on this week on their IG doing a live watch along. And sometimes it's two people that had a match on that episode, and they're going back and forth and doing promos on each other.
Wow, give us money.
So I say to every job I have. All right, Knock, here you go. UFC. I had to put it in. You said something in the chat, and this guy he had me rolling last night. He is something else.
Izzy, man. The last style bender. Israel Adesanya. He's my favorite UFC fighter, I think, of all time. This dude is just like, he's a huge anime fan, huge video game, all that type of stuff. And he brings that into the octagon with him. So he's had an entrance where he walked out as the Undertaker, the whole cloak and everything, the urn, and he won the match. You can't walk out as the Undertaker and not win. He's done some dance entrances. He just brings a different flair to UFC. And I think one day he might end up going to WWE because he's just so good at being entertaining. He's bringing a different flair. But he's been a middleweight champion he debuted in 2018. He won it in 2019. So about, 4 years now? He just lost the belt a few months ago to a guy that beat him twice in kickboxing when he was younger, knocked him out once in kickboxing. And in that fight, when he did the kickboxing, the other guy, Alex Pereira, his son came in the ring and laid next to Israel Adesanya while he was knocked out. Super disrespectful, a lot of bad blood, a lot of rivalry stuff. This felt like a movie. So now fast forward. Izzy's the champion UFC doing his own thing, just killing it. Number one guy. Alex Pereira makes his UFC debut, and he's knocking out 3 straight guys to get to the championship match. So now Izzy's being chased by his boogeyman, his nightmare. They've had the first match. Izzy loses, man. He gets beat up. And it was a match he was winning, too. He didn't lose till the end. And it's like, how can you defeat this guy? How can you defeat your number one enemy, your number one rival? Last night, I should have bet on this match, man. Izzy came in second round. I'm locked in. I'm focused. And he knocks this dude out, sends him to the shadow realm. Such a good fight, such a good moment, man. I think this was like Ali Foreman. This felt like a movie. It felt like, you finally get over the final boss, finally go over the main villain, and you got your belt back. So shout out to Israel Adesanya, the last style bender. Great stuff.
Nice. Oliver Vergara saying, he says the story is just wow. I was so happy when he won. His mom looked so proud too. Yeah. That was something, man.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Hell of a fight, man. Hell of a fight or two.
Cool. I mean, honestly, we could see him at Backlash. I mean, UFC and WWE are so close right now.
It looks like it, man. It looks like it.
Yep. Talk all about it. Zemo, Eugene, Sonata.
Sonata's come a long way since debut in 2016. Man, it's been that long already? I thought it still feels like he's still new to New Japan. What makes the ending so great was that years of defeats Cold Skull endured. It made his victory automatic. Yeah, he's been so close. He's been, he could have been bigger a long time ago, but I'm finally glad it happened. You even watched his tag team partner a few years ago, Evil, get the belt before him when I thought it'd be Sonata. So I'm glad Sonata got the belt, man. It's very satisfying.
Nice. Didn't they have a feud before Evil got the title?
They did.
Yeah. So it's a cool story he's built up for himself.
Man, we're just we're growing a little bit here. We started talking about Impact. We started talking about WoW now, and now we got some UFC on here as well. We got more New Japan, like
West Coast pop, man. We're worldwide, and we cover everything.
That's right.
Absolutely. We're getting the subs up, and I mean, I don't believe this, but don't you think that if we stop talking about Impact, then we'll hit 2,000 subs? Isn't that correct?
Is Sam Charles on the chat? I'm still having. Yeah. It's correct. It's right. It's right. Moving on. Zach, what's next?
He's cutting that sound clip. News and rumors. What do you guys got?
I got a few things. Just a few things. Shout out to Sky Blue, another one who's been getting shine on AEW as a women's wrestler from TK. Thank you very much.
Every single time I see Sky Blue, she's losing.
Well, you haven't been watching Ring of Honor then. You haven't been watching AEW Dark Elevation.
You're damn right. I admit to that.
But Sky Blue is now all elite. Shout out to her.
She hasn't been all elite this whole time.
No, man.
She's just been working for a handshake and a hot dog.
There's levels to this. There's levels to the deals. You know this, man. Come on.
There's it sounds like she was on the Impact level for too long.
Oh man. Tonight I think we're having tonight is the WWE Legends biography of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Okay. If anybody's been watching that, this one seems really cool, man. I'm excited to see this one.
They're okay. I just have them on briefly if I'm like doing something really quick, but they're not bad.
Okay.
The stories we've all kind of heard before.
Okay. I did mention this briefly earlier. Nick Wayne, who I think someone mentioned in the comments as well, he's set for his AEW debut July 12th edition of Dynamite. No opponent that I've seen, so let me know if you guys seen anything, but I haven't seen it. I think that's it for me, but I know we get that big one coming up for the AEW to talk about WWE sales, so I'll let you guys hit what you guys want to say first.
All right. Anything, Eric?
No, I mean, the only thing I have is something that relates to Raw, which we can talk to about when we get there.
Okay. We'll talk about, I think we have AEW after this. The draft is coming back. That was announced by Trips on Friday. Are you guys excited for this, or is it just kind of...
I am, because he emphasized every superstar, so I hope he means every like SmackDown, Raw, NXT. And when you do this, officially separate the brands. No more crossovers. Keep it. I want it to feel like a huge moment when you have someone crossover. So, yeah.
I love the draft. I really do. When it's done right, it's fun. Mm-hmm. When it's done wrong, the New Day is split. I will get excited about it when Roman loses titles or they're split, because until then, that means it's not official.
Okay, so that's the other thing here. The draft is always something the networks look forward to, because then they can kind of make their bids on who they want. And that's how I think Fox got Roman last time.
Right.
They've been very happy with sharing Roman Reigns. So now if you do an exclusive draft, you have to split the titles. So that's what confuses me on doing the draft right now. While you're in flux with a sale, which I guess we'll talk about, but these bids come up for these networks, I think in 2024 and 25. So it's just when you know the metrics of how the operations behind the shows and the networks work, having the draft kind of muddles what happens, I guess. So if you're a smart mark, it's just kind of like weird to watch.
I think Dana White was talking about this last night after UFC. He was talking about the WWE deal and like his thoughts. And Ari Emanuel, I think is the guy's name, is who in charge of Endeavor. He's pretty much saying like he's the best guy to have when negotiating about these TV deals. So he says WWE is going to be in good hands. He's going to bring a lot to them to help. So I think they're going to announce something really crazy soon.
Okay.
I will also say one thing, WWE also kind of ruined the drafts for me like forever. The first year they brought Fox into the fold, and they did that war room, the draft room thing with USA. It's like the draft used to be about two brands of wrestlers on like two separate teams trying to prove who's best. But then it became business and just sucked all the fun out of it.
They did something, if you watch movies, that drives me fucking nuts. So I think we've all done background here in Hollywood. If your background, let's say in a cafe, if we're having a conversation, one of us talks, the other listens, and we do like a pass the baton in the background. They did it so where like people were talking to each other like at the same time and like no one was listening. It didn't look chaotic like a war room. It looked like a bunch of bad actors trying to act like a war room. And I hated watching so fucking much. I blocked it out, Eric, until you just mentioned that.
Yeah. I will always love the whole rest, like people fight and whoever wins, that team gets a draft pick. I really like that style.
That makes sense, especially for a 3-hour Raw.
Yeah.
Ready or not, we will talk Mario Brothers. I haven't seen it. Let us know if you saw it, but we will talk the box office in just a second here. And the draft was way better in 2016 when we got SmackDown Live.
That was a good draft. That was a really good draft, actually.
I think it was, yeah.
Would you end the draft? Would you make it all like one linear brand?
No.
Okay.
Otherwise, Roman Reigns takes over everything, and
I
we
would say
got that as the big dog.
There's more opportunities when you split it. And I mean, if I was going to do it this way, I guess you can kind of just do Roman on one side and Cody on the other side. I think kind of built up Cody to be that guy to carry it.
If I was Fox and I guess USA, if they really care about who they get, I would make a decree. Roman has to be on one show and Bianca has to be on the other. Bianca is
That's another one
at that level that like she can be that face.
She's the new John Cena.
She carries WWE more than any other superstar, just from what I see. A lot of people like New Day, Biggie, especially in this past year, but she's been doing more media, more high-profile stuff, more red carpets, more like ESPN stuff than any other superstar. So I agree with you.
She's everywhere. NASCAR.
If only Vince wasn't there, but I would love to see her be a face of a brand. Like whoever's the men's champion, they could still be a top tier person, but like Bianca runs the show.
Mm-hmm. All right. What the fuck? What do we need this? I think it was Noob who pointed this out on when I brought this up on Friday night stream. It is supposedly going to be 10, 11, and 12. So the storyline is the Jedi, they don't even know what's going on. They finally defeated the big bad, but now we're lost without a big bad. So it's up to Rey to unify everyone and do all this stuff with the Jedi and make them whatever. Whatever.
You know, when I was a kid, I remember seeing something saying that like when you are a main character in Star Wars, it actually ruins your acting career. Like you don't really get any other roles and stuff like that. And I didn't believe it. And this happened. I'm like, damn. I guess it's true.
I mean, she spoke out afterwards saying that it was hard to get roles, and the few roles she did get weren't like huge.
Yeah,
they were okay. And you even look back at the original, only Harrison Ford really like popped off.
Yeah, Carrie Fisher had a couple roles. I love her in The Burbs. She's really good in that. But I mean, big time wise, man, yeah, I kind of agree.
I mean, we all love Mark Hamill for the work he's done, but he could have done so much more.
Yeah.
I don't blame Daisy Ridley for anything that's wrong with the trilogy. I think she tried.
Yeah, that's not her fault.
Her and John, I think I felt they deserved way more than they got out of these trilogies.
You presented me John Boyega. You know, he was what, a stormtrooper, and he about to become a Jedi. That's why you like break through that whole story. And then you showed me the lightsaber. You showed me carrying the lightsaber, and he's not a Jedi. They ruined his whole entire story arc. He was pissed. Mark Hamill was pissed. If you guys want us to talk about Star Wars, I can do a whole video about me. They really pissed me off.
They did.
If you guys want to do the video, if anyone in the chat really does, if you're not watching this live, leave comments. We will schedule a live Star Wars rant. Zemo, if you want to see any of us salty, call Morton because we're backing up the salt trucks.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Clone Wars. I've been enjoying Mandalorian, even though this season feels a little lost. But they ruined it with the new trilogy.
I don't think I hate any movies. I don't think I've ever watched a movie and thought I hated this. Even a bad one, I can find something to laugh at. I hate The Last Jedi with a passion. That movie pisses me off. Like I get mad thinking about that movie.
Man. All right. So let us know your excitement for this new Star Wars, what I guess is going to be a trilogy, and who knows. Whatever. Let us know. Let us know what you like about the new stuff. In the box office right here, Super Mario Brothers. I do believe it's going to rake in domestically just under 150 million, and it's going to go over 300 some million globally since it's been out. John Wick 4, number 2, Dungeons and Dragons, number 3, still doing well, but I don't know if it's going to catch up to its price tag, but hopefully they make great reviews. Hopefully it gets a series out of this and not just one movie.
Fun movie.
You saw it. What'd you like about it?
So I walked into the second half of it, and first off, I think I told you guys I've been getting really into tabletop gaming lately. Mm-hmm. I bought one of the starters kit for D&Ds, and I've been reading the rule book and the quest itself back and forth for the past few weeks, and there are so many things in the movie that are in the game, like the spells and the character, everything. It was made by people who know the game.
Nice. What would you give it out of 5?
I'd give it a 4, maybe a 3.75. it's nothing groundbreaking like story wise. It's the humor is what really sets it off for me.
Good. I'm very interested in watching it, so especially with the endorsements with people who play the game like you. So Zemo wishes they just sell Star Wars back to Lucas or someone who gives a damn. Honestly, put it on a shelf for 10 to 20 years for me.
I'm gonna disagree with that. I think Disney does great stuff with properties when they're not like big movies. Like I love the series. I love all the series they've done.
Mm-hmm.
It's just they need to find people who actually know their shit about the movies and just have one director. Don't do this pass back and forth shit.
Yeah.
That was really weird.
And no end. If you have a 3-part story, have the 3-part story written and just be like, hey, just hit these beats and get us to this next movie. They didn't even do that. They admitted not knowing the end to this trilogy.
And don't bring back Palpatine for some reason, and then reveal why on Fortnite.
Let's move on. Number 4 aired. I am excited to see this. This movie was kind of sold out where we were. So just like Oliver here, been trying to see Mario, but has been jam packed in theaters.
I have a fun story about Mario too. I have a source that tells me opening night at a pretty big movie theater connected to Universal Studios. Every 3D showing on opening night was didn't work. So, and they were all sold out from 12 to 12:30, sold out 3D showings. They didn't work apparently because I'm not going to say why, but it was a technical issue, and people just had to sit there and watch a blurry Mario.
Man. Well, Air was kind of sold out. I was kind of looking forward to this, but we went to another movie last night. Saw Scream 6. That was number 5. It has crossed 107 million, I do believe. Expect a 7. I'll give this movie, I don't even know what to rate this movie. I have to let it sit for a little bit. I'm a fan of this franchise. They missed a big opportunity what to do with killers in this. If you want to chat with me in the chats afterwards, tonight, later on, whatever, I'll hit you back up. But they missed big opportunities in this, and I am such not a fan of fake deaths. They did this a couple of times in this movie. Just they even make comments about having the balls to kill people off in the speech in this movie, and they did it twice in this movie. So that kind of frustrated me.
I didn't want to watch Scream. I'm not a big fan of horror movies. But for some reason, well, I'll tell you guys off air, I accidentally watched most of the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Watching it, I did not know what was going on, but at the same time, I was not surprised by anything.
Yeah. So it's the people that were writing that, was it Ready or Not, that hide and seek movie with Samara Weaving. She's in the beginning of this movie too, and so is the guy who played Flash Thompson in the Spider-Man movies. Oh, okay. It's a very fun movie, but man, do they miss some opportunities, and they just we've been through 5 of these. Don't jerk us off with this. Like, just cut to it. You're gonna make a ton more. You have enough interweaving characters that you don't need to do what you did in this movie, but it is worth a watch.
Yeah, it is. I know they're in production. I want to say, before Wednesday really blew up. But just from the marketing, I felt like they were really pushing Jenna Ortega to be like the face of this, to like really try to.
So that's the thing. She's storyline wise not, but since she blew up with Wednesday and a couple other things, they're not going to kill her off. So you're just watching this whole thing, and you're just like, all right, you're not going to die. There's no stakes. Like, I got it. So it's kind of like watching Stranger Things, where people aren't going to die.
Yeah. And real quick, Oliver, how do you accidentally watch second half of a movie? Unfortunately, I can't tell you. That's sorry, Zach, that's your job.
That's all right.
Unfortunately, I can't tell you. But yes, I accidentally was basically held hostage to watch the second half of Scream, and the whole time I was angry about it, but I accidentally watched it.
All right. And whatever you're celebrating this weekend, happy whatever. I hope you're having a great weekend. His Only Son was number 6, the movie about Vince McMahon and John Cena. So there's your weekend box office right there. Let me see these chats really quick. Ready or Not Wrestling hates 3D movies, but kids love it, but it bothers me. I'm with you, man. Those things like make me dizzy. I can't really do it.
Yeah.
It depends on the movie for me, but I prefer not to watch it.
Every single time I tell myself, oh, I'm gonna love this, and then I'm like, why didn't I just watch regular?
Yeah. I am excited for Guardians of the Galaxy because James Gunn, writing wise, didn't have any limitations. So there's no connecting it to Endgame, and I know there are going to be deaths.
Yeah. He's connected it to DC right now, man. That's so weird to me that this happened.
Randomly too, he said yes. We have had discussions about an eventual DC Marvel crossover. He said he'd be whatever he said for a comment, but they have discussed it. So it's not going to happen within the first in 10 years easily because they got to build DC. But at least it's on the table there.
If that happened, that would be the biggest movie of the year.
100%.
Oh yeah.
I don't trust him
yet.
Yeah. Zemo salty about Disney. They have done a lot. I will give them credit though; they have done very well with ESPN in promoting that. I think they have put it out there to larger markets.
Also, final season of the Clone Wars, Bad Batch, Mandalorian. Even if you like Mandalorian season 2, which I saw the first episode recently, I really liked it.
See, the first episode of Mandalorian season 3 is good. Then the rest, I just lose direction.
Oh, it's sad to hear. And then going away from Star Wars, Marvel series. I'm absolutely in love with Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl.
That's good.
So I think Disney, and this is why I want WWE to be bought up by Disney. I think Disney puts people in charge of their stations who actually know what they're doing. I think it's just movies that they try way too hard with and they ruin.
True. When Disney bring back the X-Men? There's so many rumors about when X-Men are going to get introduced, and Adamantium might be introduced in the Thunderbolts. X-Men might be in the Iron Wars movie that might be introduced in Secret Wars, which is kind of a whodunit. But the big reveals are probably going to come during Secret Invasion whenever that comes out, and I don't expect, other than Hugh Jackman, any new X-Men to come in Deadpool 3, but I'm sure you'll see X-Men from the old movies, the Fox movies in there.
Yeah, I can see that. And as far as like X-Men into the MCU, as long as you give me that whole X-Men 97 animated series that's supposed to be coming out
this year,
that could hold me down until the X-Men come to MCU. Like I need that to be out already.
They're continuing the storyline with that too. Mr. Sinister, if you watch the series, plays a big part with Jean and Scott. That's going to continue in this. So they are not just... It's good. I think it's going to be good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited for that, man.
And we've already got mutants in the MCU from Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
And someone else's too, they said. Who was it?
Namor?
Yes. Nice. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see John Wick.
Yeah. John Wick's really good. I haven't seen the fourth one yet. I only watched the third. I need to rewatch the first two, but for the third, I was sold.
Yeah, so good. Thoughts on Barbie? And girl already telling me we're going. It looks fun. I just hope it's done right. So they're doing the same kind of thing with one of my favorite 90s movies. If you grew up watching the Brady Bunch, they made a Brady Bunch movie where the Brady Bunch lives here in LA.
Yeah.
But like they live in a bubble 100%. And once they leave the house, they're here in the 90s. Their neighbors think they're fucking weird. People at school think they're weird, but they are still the Brady Bunch. They live in a bubble. It's very funny if you want to watch it. RuPaul's in there, a bunch of other like guest stars from the 90s. So that's one of my favorites from the 90s.
Wasn't there was it Ella Enchanted? Like some princess movie where she comes out of a story and then she comes to the real world and everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with
sounds
you?
like Ella Enchanted.
Yeah.
But, what's
so
her
something
name?
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 What is wrong with you? Maybe we should just pretend a lot of the weirdos here in LA.
Exactly. I'm excited for the Barbie movie, but I also don't think I'm gonna go out to theaters to watch it. I might wait for it to go to streaming.
I know for a fact I'll be out in theaters to watch it. Sadly.
All right. I think Margot Robbie's going to do really well in it. I think the Spider-Verse 2 trailer looks fine. I think it looks fine. I think you're nervous?
A little bit. Just because it got delayed and I haven't really heard too much about it. I'm just a little nervous, but we'll see.
Okay.
This is why I watch trailers. I'm going in blind. I'm just going straight in from. I'm gonna queue. I'm gonna watch the first one while I'm waiting for in line for the second one in the concessions, so I can be right into it.
I think of you most times when I watch trailers. I'll get up in the morning. Oh, new trailers! I'm like, I'm gonna do the Eric thing. Carnage does not want Disney to buy WWE or anything else. They do have enough stuff. They're Tony Khan and themselves with toys. Disney doesn't ruin Indiana Jones. I did like the trailer. I did watch that one, and I really do like the poster. I've had it up on Friday during SmackDown. So
hopefully Shia LaBeouf is in this one.
Shut up. All right, next up we have All in London. Are you guys excited for this? Did this announcement from TK fulfill the announcement thing?
My London people. I don't think you said that one right. I think it's All In It.
Okay.
Okay, that was a good one. I'll give you that.
That was really good.
That was. I'll give you props for that one.
Yeah, we got to change the little title on there, but yeah, I'm excited for this. It's a 90,000 capacity stadium.
Yeah.
If they do this, this will be the biggest thing in wrestling outside of WWE. Because then WCW highest they ever did was 40,000 in the Georgia Dome. So if they can get anywhere near that, massive success.
Yeah, I love it. More wrestling should go to the UK. I mean, they deserve it. They have such a great fan base. Yeah,
they get money in the bank too.
Yeah. And this would be a great way for TK to get some cash flow in there. Just go to the UK more often.
What do you consider a success number for this? You said 90,000 knock it holds.
Well, 9,000 is the capacity. It's gonna be tough to sell that out, man. I don't know.
I think
they had 25,000 people sign up for the registry for a pre-sale, so that's a good start.
It is. It's a very good start. If they can top WCW by like a significant margin, I think 50,000 and above is a win.
Okay.
I'll say that's a win. I think they're going to sell out. You got Daniel Bryanson, Kenny Omega, the Hangman.
We're going to get into the matches. I'm going to show you guys the matches that I put up here on Friday night. And I want your opinions on what you think is going to help sell this out. This is SummerSlam 92, held about, I think, 80,000 people.
That's in Wembley?
This is the old one. This is the old stadium.
Okay. I like the layout.
So this isn't the new one. And Tony Khan can do stuff like this to cut corners where you don't need to sell out 100 or 90,000 people.
Right.
All right. What were we going to say, Knock?
You got it. I don't remember.
But actually, Knock. But real quick, Impact could never sell out Wembley, could they? Isn't that right?
Let me know in the chat, because I'm pretty sure Impact did go to Wembley, but no, they couldn't sell it out.
I
could have sworn they went. I know they went to the UK. I thought it was Wembley.
And then the UK kicked them right out, right? Isn't that right?
No, Impact. They actually love Impact in the UK. That was a big thing.
I thought it was a yes or no question there.
Yeah, you're right, buddy. Yeah.
There we go. All right, these are matches I firmly believe TK needs to book. I don't think Double or Nothing is going to be as important as maybe was going to be before this was announced, and that's not a bad thing. But they have Forbidden Door in between those two pay-per-views. I do believe Mercedes will fight Jamie Hayter. The name got brought up with Mercedes. I do believe this is going to be a Forbidden Door match. I do believe there's going to be some stuff in there to make this not a clean finish for Hayter to get the win or vice versa via disqualification. So obviously a title doesn't change hands. You're going to get an Outcast versus an AEW original at the Forbidden Door. And that's going to set up this match for All In. I think this is a big money match for All In. I don't know if you guys agree or not. That's a good booking.
Yes, 1,000,000%.
Ooh.
I was scared at first because I thought you were going to do the wonky finish at London, but you said it was Forbidden Door. So.
No, yeah. Because booking-wise, you can get aside for storytelling. You're going to put on great matches with a lot of people. It's just you can storyline-wise. This is not a throw. This is kind of a throwaway pay-per-view for stories. Forbidden Door is.
Yeah, this will easily be the biggest test of Britt Baker's career. Mercedes, I don't think she's ever had a bad match with anybody, and she moves at operates at just such a different level.
Jax.
Oof.
Yeah, you're right, buddy.
All right, see you later, Zemo. Thanks for checking this out. All right, that's what I think about this match right here. And I do believe this is going to get booked. I do believe TK's already been on the phone with Billy. This is going to be the match. I don't believe Goldberg's going to put anybody in the world over because he's got to look strong in front of his kid every fucking match. This is coming from his mouth.
Do you really think Goldberg will go to AEW?
Yes.
I believe if they offer it to him, he will.
Yes.
I just don't see it. I feel like he'd try to take whatever they offer him and go to WWE and try to flip it on them.
I don't think so.
I could see him going to Vince and be like, hey, TK offered me this much. Do you want to stop me? And then if Vince says no, I could honestly see him going to AEW.
There was talks of him going to Impact back in the day, but
yeah, but then he saw the red flags.
Okay, and for anyone who's wondering, I just looked it up, and I guess quote me if I'm wrong, but it says Impact to the Wembley Arena, not Wembley Stadium. I didn't know there was.
They
Is that in the
couldn't
parking
even
lot?
make it. A little tent that says Wembley Arena.
This is all I know is they sold it out.
Oh shit! All right, the next match. I do believe this is it. I do believe Chicago Phil's coming back. This is it. TK will. You know what they say. If there's money in it, it's going to get booked.
Yeah, because this is bigger than whatever issues they have together. Will be a huge night, man. They have to get whatever's wrong with the CM Punk and AEW corrected.
Nah, I'm done with CM Punk. He's done. He's just taking my wrestling. He's done.
Okay.
I'm sorry to say it. WWE, he had fair shots. Fine. You came back after 10 years. You dominated the conversation, and you still have drama. At some point, we have to ask, is it CM Punk?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. But he's also the answer to help them get this thing sold out, sadly.
Yeah.
I don't want it. Then who wins? Whose ego
The
has
Elite
to
are going to win. The Elite are going to win.
100%.
So after all this, Phil has to stare at the spotlights.
Yep.
He has to
look at the
Kenny
stars.
Omega.
At no point in CM Punk's career was he ever a better wrestler than Kenny Omega. I'm sorry.
That's a fact. All right, I do believe this is going to be the title match to put over Adam Cole. He is going to get the title and start becoming AEW's huge face. I think TK's learned his lesson, especially with Cody. You need a damn face and you need a damn heel in every division.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They lost a lot when Cody left, man, and Cody was that guy that could talk for them. It's funny that this happens because the first All In, Cody had came and joined the Young Bucks, the Elite, when Adam Cole went to WWE. So Adam Cole wasn't a part of that, and they kind of switched positions. Now All In 2, All In It, if you will, in London, we have Adam Cole back as Cody went to WWE. So it's just weird how they've been switching positions. I don't think I've ever seen them wrestle. I don't think they wrestled together, but they've switched positions kind of quite often.
Yeah, because I think right as Cody left, Adam Cole joined NXT. You're right. I would take the match. I would book MJF to keep it. Honestly,
No way.
I feel like the build up the even bigger, maybe even bigger than Hangman and Kenny, and the underlying story of MJF someday being champion. That they have to get this right. This championship reign has to be all that and a bag of fish and chips, as they say over there, because this MJF has to be a top tier champion. Otherwise, the storytelling just didn't pay off.
I think it is top tier though. I mean, he's had it since Full Gear, up to All In, which would be almost 8 months, maybe 10 months, something like that.
I think you gotta give him a year.
I think Kenny got the year. I think Kenny's the only person who should have the year for the time being. And then how do you book this? Because Forbidden Door is June?
Mm-hmm. You don't have AEW. MJF has said, "I don't watch that crap." He's that's a statement.
Cool.
You don't put
we don't really need to see him on there.
Yeah.
Then you have All Out in August, and a week or two later, it's All In's in August. A week or two later, it's All Out.
Mm-hmm.
How do you book 2 World Championship matches in that span of time?
That's what Rampage is for.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's not being used right. If we had the Fickle alarm, I would hit it right now on myself, because as much as I hate Roman and Cody and the story continuing, All In is no WrestleMania. I think Adam Cole could lose there and then come back later and beat MJF for the bigger spotlight.
Okay. All right, Mr. All Power, thank you for sticking with us and your comments.
Thank you.
Great night.
I don't like it because they do that too often. That's the only thing.
That's fair.
That's true. Last one I have will involve the next pay-per-view. They're talking on Dynamite who is going to face Jamie Hayter. Tony Storm just had a title, so obviously he's got to go to one of the other two. This will be a placeholder for Ruby Soho to have a match, lose with whatever, and then the final member of the Outcast gets it. By the way, this Outcast storylines need to move the fuck forward. It is so slow. I feel like Bray Wyatt wrote it.
Damn.
If we get, I don't think we get Jamie defending her belt Double or Nothing. I think we get the first ever women's blood and guts.
I honestly feel they're giving that to the men now with the way Blackpool Combat Club is going with the Elite.
It does feel that way. I mean, is it too much to do too?
Yes, I think the women should have it. I'm just fearing with that, what happened on the last 2 Dynamites, this is what's going to happen with the women.
Okay. I might actually go to this Double or Nothing. I'm debating. I'm looking at these prices and trying to see if I can figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think if this is the match at Double or Nothing, then you have the third member of the Outcasts. This is your match. I think it will. I don't think it'll headline, but it should headline. This is your match at All In.
That
if
has
that
to be
happens,
the match.
if that happens, Saraya has to win.
I think Saraya does win.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to see her in a few more matches, just like make sure she can still like go at that high level, which I think she can. Just see how she's durable. But I think, damn, bro, if Saraya wins in London against Jamie Hayter, who's super over, that'd be probably the biggest thing they can book.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Do you guys have any matches that you think should go on All In? Are you going to wait until after Double or Nothing to kind of make predictions?
Yeah, maybe Double or Nothing, but I would say if you do Jamie Hayter at Saraya and All In, you have to have Jamie Hayter versus Mercedes at some point. We need that match. That's huge. That pay-per-view. And we also, is it too much to have Saraya, Jamie Hayter, and Toni Storm in a triple threat?
That's not big enough.
Yeah.
So it has to be singles 1-on-1.
Tony should do something because I mean,
yeah, you can't leave her off. You definitely can't leave her off. We can't have one women's match.
I think you find tell that to Kike. He'll prove you wrong week after week. I think you can find someone that's more of a UK talent that we might not even know about for Toni Storm that she might even be familiar with.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'm gonna say I'd replace the Punk and the Elite stuff because I don't find any enjoyment in that story anymore. And I will say find some way to prolong this story with Hangman and Bryan Danielson. Kenny and Hangman reunited to fight Mox and Bryan in some kind of Extreme Rules match.
Okay, I'll take a spectacle.
Of course, Mox is going to bleed blood everywhere, and it's even before the match starts, he might bleed, but
you know Jericho's going to be part of this in some capacity.
Fucking Jericho. I forgot about him.
He wants his Queen moment singing Judas, in the stadium. He's already tweeted. He's already won.
God, I forgot about Jericho.
Okay, so for this, it'll be the final blow off. Then Daniel Garcia breaks away from Jazz, and then these two have their big match at All Out.
See that's good. I like that. I like that.
But then I feel like I'll even want Daniel Garcia to break off now because like what? There's no title involved. The story was there.
Yeah. Now
he breaks off what? It's just like, oh well, I'm on my own. No gold to show for it.
Don't question Booker of the Year, Eric.
You're right.
All right, let's talk about someone. If you have any all-in predictions or any other pay-per-views for the summer coming out, leave them in the comments below. Let's get into someone who's not Booker of the Year, who took over Monday Night Raw. Anything you want to talk about with Vince, with how bad Monday Night Raw was, with the Endeavor and UFC thing merging together, Triple H doing a rah-rah speech on Raw, and then coming out announcing the draft on SmackDown. SmackDown, Vince wasn't backstage, was a far better show. A lot of other stuff that other people are complaining about. So anything you want to talk about on here, open forum, talking about WWE and the week that was.
Let's hit it. Where's the pictures of Spider-Man?
This man said, Cody wants to be famous. I'll make him infamous.
So if they do it like this, which I doubt it, but I think Triple H has earned his spots, not just disappear. If they want Vince to run Raw, have Triple H run SmackDown, that'd be perfect. That'd be so ideal. Vince has been gone a long time. I'm sure he likes some time off. Have him just focus on Raw. Have Triple H focus on SmackDown. I think he's earned that. And let's just go forward that way.
You would sacrifice Raw to the 3 hours would go back to be.
Triple H doesn't even like 3 hours. He's been said if he could change it, he would have. So have him do SmackDown on his own and let Raw just be the wasteland of Vince McMahon.
So then, okay, so USA executives.
We'll see the issue.
Could you imagine being a USA executive and being told, "Hey, Triple H is gonna focus on Fox. You guys get Vince."
Yeah. Hey, man, it sounds good to me.
They were used to that abuse for years and years and years, so I think they'll take it back.
Oh God, it's just. I mean, I called it. I called it from day one. I said, enjoy your Triple H shit while you can, because Vince is gonna come back. He's already ripping up scripts. Peak Talent is already crying. That speech didn't really hit for me because it just showed me that like you feel like there's a need to address it, then something's changing.
Yep. And it's going to change across the board. Expect this when a new company is taking over. There are going to be more cuts. Yes. So if you're a few people that got cut, you're scared. You might want to head your ass down to NXT, the place where Vince doesn't know about.
Man.
They're going to be corporate cuts. The corporation is still moving to its new location, the non-Stanford one. There's going to be a lot of internal cuts, and high-priced talent is what Endeavor's going to look at. They inherited a lot of debt with the UFC thing, and they're going to look to WWE to make up for that debt.
Absolutely. And I'll even to go along with what you said, Zach, when United Airlines and American Airlines merged, I had someone very close who was in United Airways, and they explained to me, like, when two companies merge, like you said, people get cut, and it's not always based on merits. It's not always the best person who gets to stay. It's who you know.
How many back and forths do we need to do where we're like, oh, I bet that talent that's in this company sure is glad they didn't go to this other company? Like AEW and WWE, like every 2 months, it's like we have to flip-flop that.
It's like it flip-flops. Yeah, it's crazy. Because when Triple H took over, it was like, oh, they're jumping ship again. But now it's, this situation. And the one person I'm interested in right now is Bayley, who was cut from Raw for whatever reason. And I think it's been visibly, she's more vocal. I know she's been frustrated back in the day, but it was usually more Sasha that was more vocal about it, at least in the public eye. So now Bayley's getting that way.
That was the news rumor I had, that basically it just says that Bayley is still listed internally as available for use. Like, there's nothing wrong with her. It's just literally just there.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not raising the alarm that she's going to be leaving anytime soon. It's more visible that she's pretty pissed off about the situation.
Yeah, she hasn't asked for her release yet, according to the journalists, but a lot of good that means.
Yeah. There is a hiring freeze, a non-official hiring freeze because of this as well, which is going back to the money situation. They're not going to bring anybody in, so don't expect any more big surprises unless it's NXT call-ups or something like that.
So with this merger, like we said, I forgot his name already. I'm sorry, Knock, but the style bender.
Israel Adesanya.
Right. So we could definitely see him in WWE. We can see a lot of UFC people pop up in WWE just like for random appearances.
Maybe. Well, Dana mentioned this last night. He's like, they've always been open to this. Like, Brock had gone to UFC, Ronda's in WWE, but it's not like they're gonna make it an effort to like, oh, we're gonna switch people. That's what he said, but I don't know.
So, because now I wonder, like, could we see people like Karrion Kross, for example, who hasn't had the hottest reception in WWE? Could we see him poke his head in UFC? Just like,
no, we most certainly can. He would get run through. I think that would hurt his stock.
Not even for a fight, because I don't even know if the guy can fight for real. But like, just to walk out with people.
I don't know how you present that. It's like, Eric, you're about to put your life on the line. You're walking to the cage for the fight of your life. Let's put this guy with you. You don't know him, but let's put him with you to give him some shine. Get him some
little bit of a rub. Give me Dominic all day.
No, you're going to get Von Wagner. They're going to have people that don't want to go out there.
It's hard to do a crossover. This is like real life, and I think UFC fighters, a lot of them really aren't that big. Like, they're on like these contracts where you lose, but what, 2 straight? You might be out the company.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot of very serious stuff, and like, I don't think the respect there is also for a lot of these guys for WWE as well. So there's a few.
I get the real life aspect of it, like. But I feel like a company is always going to try and advertise their assets.
Maybe they'll put them in the crowd. That's the best I think I can see, but I can't see them doing any walkouts or anything physical. Unless you're like Brock. Maybe Chad Gable can do something since he's like a legit wrestler. Maybe he can do some things, but other than people like that, I just don't see it. Or Lola Vice on NXT. She's a former MMA fighter.
Yeah,
maybe
not even like a commentary spot during a
maybe
random
commentary.
match.
Maybe I can see that. That's a good point too. They don't usually do the commentary switches like WWE. It's like the 3 guys and that's it.
Yeah,
but maybe.
Oh well, I just I'm not watching another Raw like this Monday. So if Vince is in charge of Monday Night Raw, I will honestly. I'm not gonna watch Raw anymore. I can't.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So
Back to taking
here's my
bullets.
questions for Raw then, because I watched it through because I was working, but of course that means there are gaps that I missed. The Cody thing, Cody and Brock, that was obvious from the get go. Like the second they were all friends in the opening, I said this is going to lead to a tag match, and then Brock is going to turn on him. I just thought the bell was going to ring. I didn't think they were going to do it that fast. But the parts in between, I thought were okay because I mean we got to see Mustafa Ali wrestle. We got to see did the Street Profits have a match?
Yes, they beat.
Always.
Or, I'm sorry, they lost to KO and Sammy.
That's right. I thought that was a good first match for KO and Sammy. So I don't know, maybe because I didn't watch it straight through. I didn't see anything great, but I thought okay, there's some decent matches.
I think it was just kind of boring to me, I guess, and also hearing all the other stuff that was supposed to happen. It's just like, wow, they really just took out the exciting stuff that happened. Like Kardashian Bunny was supposed to join the LWO.
Oh,
and they did the table spot instead.
Oh, okay. So maybe because I didn't know about that, I thought the table spot was cool. I was like, okay, Bad Bunny went through a table. He didn't have to.
That table spot was crazy.
It was a good table spot.
Yeah. I think my ignorance.
It's like a good moment. It's a 3-hour show, and it just doesn't connect well.
Yeah.
And also, too, not even knowing about what was supposed to happen, you have a few weeks to build up your Puerto Rico show. You're not going to have Bad Bunny going into the show, right? You only have a few weeks, so he's going to go do all this other stuff that he's doing because he's a busy man. Why don't you do that storytelling like you build a match and you just set that match right out the gate, or you set something up with that match to start promoting that over there? It was just a very Vince way to do something.
I get that. I think it was a terrible Monday after Raw. I mean, sorry, Raw after Mania. But I think because I still think Kofi Mania's post Raw was the worst. It just barely edges out. Maybe that's why I'm giving it more leeway.
That's a good point.
I think me going to WrestleMania curses Monday Night Raw.
Honestly, the second one, I don't know, maybe.
Any other thoughts on this? Otherwise, that's all I got.
No, I think I'm good there.
Yeah. Well, do you think we're going to see more talent leaving, or do you think?
I think it's hard to judge right now because I think the internet, Twitter especially, just blows things way out of proportion. It's a good story. We'll see how it goes. I don't think they're in shambles just yet, but we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Leave some comments. Let us know your thoughts on WWE, where you think it's headed. What do you think this merge is going to do to talent and people backstage and writers and Vince's grooming habits? So, all right, that is all I have. I don't even have anything for promo school this week unless Eric has anything at all for Knock. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yes, actually, I do. Knock. You don't have to cut a promo. All you have to say are the words, "You are correct, sir."
I'd rather cut a promo.
You know what? That's fine. You work hard, man. You work hard. You're the final boss. You deserve a break, man. First of all, I want to thank Zach, the true provider, because this man took us to our first WrestleMania experience. We were right up there in the action. We got to see the Hell in a Cell lower. We got to see Finn Balor as the Demon, which we haven't talked about enough during this episode. But what a fantastic match. Wouldn't you agree, Knock?
Yeah, man. You're correct.
Absolutely. I don't know why you sound straight. That was an easy one. I mean, it was
I just want to know how Zach would have bet at Eric's benefiting the most from this.
That's not important, Knock. But if you really want to know how it went down, it's because Zach had the foresight, had the genius to know where FTR was going. Wouldn't you agree, Knock?
Yeah, you're correct.
And wouldn't you agree that because of that insight, because of that foresight, because you made such a mistake, you should be banned from winning the predictions championship for the next month? If you agree with this, Knock, then I don't think this is true, but I will follow your wishes, Knock. Don't you think you should be banned from winning the predictions championship in the next prediction?
We went to Mania last week, and if you guys couldn't tell, I was screaming a lot and I kind of lost my voice. So
You are contractually obligated, sir.
It's been 2 hours of this podcast, and I don't think I can speak anymore.
The words you are saying right now can be replaced with "you are correct, sir."
You are correct.
Absolutely. So because of this, Knock cannot win a prediction champion next championship. But also
For a month.
Wait a minute. We don't even know who the damn champ is. We didn't even tally that.
What if I'm the champ? But if I'm the champ, we throw us all away.
You're right. You're right. So Knock, as we check the numbers, wouldn't you think it's fair that if you won the Mania Challenge, you should forfeit the championship?
I highly disagree. Only reason, this is the reason, because this happened prior to the bet, to the conclusion of the bet.
5. And as we first of all, you people, I am not the heel here. You people need to respect me. You can hear me. I am the face here. I'm trying to save you all from Impact Wrestling. That's what this all came down to, because Knock will agree Impact Wrestling is fugazi. It's a fake show. It's fake wrestling. Isn't that right, Knock?
Yeah.
Isn't it true that Impact Wrestling is a pretender? Isn't it true Impact Wrestling is where wrestling goes to die, where Jeff Jarrett goes to sleep at night because he can't afford a studio apartment? Isn't that right, Knock?
Promo School was great, man. It's time to end the show. Time to wrap it up. I got to go. Thank you everyone for jumping in the chat, man. Really appreciate you. I'm sorry you guys can't hear Eric. I see Sam. I see Oliver. Mr. All Power, what's up? It's time. Zach, you got any final words?
I got nothing. I got nothing.
I would throw it to Eric for some final words, but we can't hear him.
Before we go, hit the subscribe button and remember, Impact Wrestling, as said by Knock, is fake wrestling. And I am the hero of this storyline.
That's what Handsome Jack said.
Thank you, Real King of Fighters. That's why you're the real king.
Where's the block button? Thank you guys for getting us to 1,000 subs, man. It's been a great week. We love all the support. Videos are going to keep coming out. More Champions videos, more live streams. Taylor's are still in the works. We're still working on the schedule. But Zach, any final words?
At some point, I'm going to live stream all the Disney afternoon games that were released on the NES. So one of these mornings, I'm going to do it.
Check it out. Check it out, man. Eric, anything coming to the stream?
Keep an eye out. Make sure you subscribe. Got some more Guitar Hero videos coming out. Excuse me.
Yes,
and of course we've got some videos lined up for you guys. So thank you. We're at 1,050, I think. We're flying up there. So thank y'all. 1,060 maybe.
Guitar is it 60?
Say 70.
Oh, damn!
I don't know.
It's amazing how after Shane McMahon blessed us, we're going up through the rankings.
We are
blessed his insurance company.
Last week we were at WrestleMania. This week we're going strong with another episode of West Coast Popcast. Back in action, episode 151. Zach, where can they find us?
Oh man, they can find us not only watching Eric's Guitar Hero videos. Everyone loves those, Eric. They can find us reliving our awesome WrestleMania weekend. I had such a great time with you guys. Knock, thank you so much for putting all those videos together on the channel. We're going to be revisiting WrestleMania for life. Thank you all for tuning in. That's our episode. Oh, Eric, really quick. Who's next on your Guitar Hero?
I'm going back and forth between Johnny Gargano, Cody Rhodes, and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Nice. All right, keep an eye on the channel, everyone. Thank you for doing the whole show with us. It's been a long one. Take care. Have a great weekend. Whatever you're celebrating, hope you're having a good one. Be excellent to each other.
Peace out, y'all.
Nakazaki.